After an amazing AFK session where we got ourselves all the way up to 60 fishing, it's time to finally move on. Since we didn't actually get a good chance to complete the day 1 guide, let's finish that bad boy off. So on day 1, we really covered a lot, and I thought it was best to bring you guys with me pretty much the whole way. But now I think we're just going to focus on the little bit more important stuff, or whatever comes up while I'm currently talking, like fill a crate with a banana. So we've got to find one of these big red guys and take them out, preferably in a safe spot or else I don't stand a chance. But as long as we take one of these guys down, we've killed a combat level 100 monster and a Tazar for a task. But if we kill 10 combat level 100 monsters, we've got our second mastery, and that's the goal. After so many kills, we've taken our magic all the way from 30 to 53. And we've unlocked our second combat mastery. If you don't know, we're going to be heading straight down the ranged route until we get to combat tier 6. Locking that in, and here we go with the beautiful animation. So there's one thing about leagues. Clues are everywhere. I almost always have about 100 in the goddamn bank. But I want to get to them in a more timely manner than I usually do, which is the last week of leagues that ends up making me have to do like 1,000 clues. So I'm going to try my best to complete any that I can. If I have to drop them, that's totally fine. I don't care. We're just going to focus on whatever we can complete and go from there. And we'll probably still have like 60 clue caskets at the end of it. And I'm not sure if I want to keep the clue caskets for later or just open them up as I go. But I will be giving you the highlights regardless, like equipping some black armor for another 30-point task. And since there's just so many tasks that come with clue scrolls or collection logs in general, you're going to see a whole bunch, like 5 collection log slots in the bag. And yet another easy clue for 5 easy clue collection logs as well. And there's also a task for 10 unique items, bringing us all the way up to 2,100 league points altogether. And after quite some time, we've got all of our caskets done. We had like, let's say 100 clues to go through, but now we're down to about 22. And I saved the last 20 to see if we get anything special while we're opening them up. After smashing through all 20 of those clues, there really wasn't too much notable, but I know that my collection log notifications are going to be going off for the next 10 minutes. So let's get on to the next activity. And here we are, everybody. One of the first times we're really stepping into our first region selection, Varlamore. And I know that there's a great way to AFK right in the middle here. All we really got to do is pickpocket these wealthy citizens. Hopefully we'll be able to get a few keys too. He's currently distracted by this little kid, and I'm not sure if that's gonna affect... Yes, here we go. Steal a house key for 30 points. But I'm not sure if that kid distracting him was gonna affect anything, since I still can't fail these pickpockets. Alright, I've never actually done this before, but I know it's a task. I see some people in here stealing with their keys, and I guarantee I'm gonna get some points for this. So let's see what happens. Nothing. Son of a bitch. I have never actually done this before, but it looks like it's given me some tips where I'm actually supposed to be thieving from. And steal 25 valuables. Okay, the task came in. It just needed a little bit of time. Ah, shit, he's coming back. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. And that's my first B&E. Heading down into Lumbridge Caves, we just bought ourselves the Dorgishan crossbow, and there's one more thing that we can do underground while we got the chance, and that's pickpocket a bullseye lantern from a cave goblin for 30 points. And if we get 2 and a sapphire, that's another task knocked out of the way. The thing about leagues, the tasks really do just be sitting in your bank, and you've got to get them, like clean 25 Guam leaves. And we are so close to unlocking our next tier. I just want to see if there's one thing that we can unlock. Yes, here it is. A 30-point test for equipping a full mithril set. And now, I think everybody knows which one I'm going to pick. But for our tier 4 relic, I've thought about equilibrium and reloaded would be nice. But for me, Golden God is the one I have to go with. It's going to be endless money, endless prayer experience. But for me, it's going to have to be Golden God. And the only bad part is I'm going to look like a strobe light everywhere I run. So I got a little bit of cash, and it's time to get this Golden God Relic really moving. What did you guys start off alching? Because I'm not sure which one I want to start off with. Is there a bad choice? Or do you just have to buy the most expensive thing that you can think of at the moment? As long as there's an over 50% high alchemy rate, that's what I'm going to buy. And right now I'm going with steel chainmail. Hopefully that'll pay off. But cast high level alchemy is actually a 30-point task too, so why not? Now that we've high alched everything and essentially doubled our money, I think I'm going to be going with Zaf's staffs. Couple of earth staffs down the drain, and let's see if this does even better. Here we are, just getting our money up, and we've reached combat level 50 through high alching. That's amazing. If we're really trying to get our money up, might as well do it in a more efficient location, and we just got another League's test for stealing 15 house keys. Operation Get Money has been a massive success. We've almost got over 100 house keys as well. I'm not sure where we're going to use all those things, but one thing we do have is our first level 80 for 80 points too. Enough, I have not done this one just yet, and that's defeat a guard for a 10-point task. And this money grind has been amazing, leaving with well over 200 house keys, and I had to get a couple of the gems from the gem stall before we left. Well, it took a little bit of time to get my ADHD back on track, but we are almost done with the day one guide that I kind of have been following, but not really. And paying 875 coins to enter the Brimhaven dungeon is also another task. Ah, shit, I got poisoned while I was running to the moss giants. Wait a minute. That poison... Hold on. It's gonna hit me for 11? What? Why is poison so strong in Leagues right now? I feel like most of the time poison hits you for like a 3 or a 6. Alright. Crisis averted, but... Oh, damn it, it's noted. Golden God! And sure, I needed that many. Why not? Well, it did not take long at all, but we are already diverging from the day one guide. And it's actually a task to kill a greater demon in Karamja. This I don't know until I spend just over 20 minutes trying to safe spot this thing with ranged. And oh my god, was that too long. No task? What? What do you mean? But at least we can scatter the ashes for some points. Now let's actually find a greater demon. And here we are. Without even hitting a safe spot, we've got a greater demon killed in Karamja for another 30-point task. But now that we got that little detour out of the way, there's a whole bunch of bronze bars being sold right here and an anvil right next to it. So this is a perfect combination for someone with endless amounts of money to be able to get their smithing up. And smithing a bronze plate skirt was truly the reason why we were here, to complete another 10-point task. And before we get out of here, let's safe spot one yogurt for the Karamja Easy Diary. And straight back to Shiloh Village to catch one salmon on Karamja. Now let's go ahead and catch another 50 for the next task. Well, apparently 50 salmon isn't a task. I must have just got that in my head somewhere. But this one is. Jump over this piddly little rock for a whole 30 points. And not only that, we gotta sleep in this inn. Something we haven't done since RuneScape Classic. Do that by buying yourself one Paramaya ticket and head right upstairs. And that's the quickest 30-point task you're ever gonna get. While I'm in Shiloh, I need to go ahead and grab myself a Slayer task. The very first Slayer task, he says, hey, you wanna fight Jad? I need more gear. Just a little bit. God damn it. Alright, Tazars it is. This may have been a mistake. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get 128 Tazar kills with this much competition around here. Not to mention, if I do actually complete this, I should be like level 55 Slayer, right? Okay, so the Tazars took forever, and I'm not really feeling that right now. Let's get our prayer up just a little bit, so that way we at least have protection prayers. And since somebody lost our lamps last episode, and apparently you can't reclaim those back, this is going to be our solution. But after no time at all, we've got ourselves 43 prayer, and there's a couple of tasks that are involved with actually activating some of these prayers, like activating your melee prayer and 2 or 3 prayer combinations. And once we drain enough of our prayer points, we're getting another task for that too. There is, however, one really important thing that we need to do while we're here. We lost our little Rocky when we lost our lamps, and now he's back. I may be just the worst at following a guide I made even, but we did get the easy Lumbridge diaries complete while doing it. And now comes a really hard decision. Where the hell are we going to put this lamp? I'm not 100% sure if any of these things really need a boosting, because, let's be real, it's leagues, but agility it is. And since we're trying to complete the diaries, it's time that we head back to Puro because we kind of skipped over something. We never caught Earth Implings and got ourselves an Earth Talisman. So let's see if we can find one. And we also need to get a little bit higher of a hunting level to even find it. So we're here for a grind. This is our first batch of Earth Implings, and we were blessed with an Earth Talisman so that way we can complete the Varrock diaries. Crafting up our earth runes, and there's really only one more step to go. Putting this unfired bowl into the oven and making a full bowl, we've got the easy Varrock diaries completed. And we've got the same dilemma that I think we had last time. Where the hell is this gonna go? Where is it gonna go? Agility. One of my favorite things about leagues is you learn about so many different shops all across Gielinor that you wouldn't normally use. And the reason why I'm at this shop is because we got a new thing to high alch, and that's Addy plate bodies. And you know, this was really screwing with me for some time, everybody, but Quest Helper just totally took a shit when it came to leagues, and I had to figure out a couple of settings until it would finally help me out. But now that Quest Helper is up and running, let's speedrun a couple of quests. And after just a little bit of running around, the demon is done. And that's another 3 quest points for us, and Silverlight too. I have been looking all over. Hey, achieve your first level 90 for 200 points. But I have been looking all over for where I'm supposed to mine the soil to get a belt buckle. Where the hell is that? If you guys know, leave it down in the comments. But now that we've made our way to Fossil Island, we've got a 10-point task completed, and the very first thing that you have to do when you get to Fossil Island is always going to be pet the camp dog for another 10 points. Now we have a few mining tasks that we need to get done, like mine 50 ore, and we also need to find 15 coal. Actually making our way through the last few steps of the day 1 guide, we've got snare a bird for another 10 points. And we're actually mining with a goal in mind this time because we need to get to at least level 40 mining to be able to complete our Karamja Easy Diaries. And all we really got to do that is mining 1 gold ore from this crescent circle here, a 30-point task to complete the Easy Diary. And there's something that people usually forget, the Karamja Diary experience lamp is a little bit different than the others. You can technically use it on anything. So my level 1 farming is now level 25. And we've reached a base level 5, a base level 10, maybe even a base level... Nope, not a base level 20 because freaking rune crafting. Trying my best not to focus too much on clues, but they are just free points. So that's another 60-point league task for 50 collection log slots. Now I said I don't want to spend too much time on them, but I do have to know, how many is 59 easy clues gonna get us? Our collection log is already looking pretty good from it so far. 35 out of 130. Let's see what we can get. We are going to speed this up, of course, so it doesn't take up too much time. But let's get into it. Man, oh man, was that a nice haul. I'm curious to see how many collection logs we could really get out of all that there. And I know that those pop-ups are going to be popping up for 20 minutes. And through all that, I saw at least 2 different 80-point league tasks completed with it. And we got 80 collection log slots, all the way up from 30. Clues are always going to be worth it in leagues, everybody. You got to check them out. Now that we've got a fancy new set of gear with all of the easy clues that we've gotten out of the way, it's time to start moving down the combat mastery line. Scurious is one of the tasks that we need, and it's time for me to see if we can make mage work. We don't exactly have any ranged equipment, even though we are going down that range mastery line at the moment. But if this doesn't work, let's see if we can make it work with ranged. So it's been maybe 3-4 minutes, and it looks like we're not going to be able to do it. We cannot out DPS him and his healing. We were really depending on our prayer to take us through this. So unfortunately, attempt number 1. And well, try number 2 with absolutely awful ranged gear. We only have about a maple short bow with some steel arrows. Let's see if this can carry us through. Well, spoiler alert, it absolutely didn't. Our prayer is gone and his health is not. I do know there is one more thing I can do though to increase my chances exponentially. Instead of just trying to face tank him with some bad gear, maybe we can improve our stats a little bit. Taking us all the way from 43 to 63 prayer. An extra 20 prayer points ought to help. And yes, you're right, we are absolutely going to be going with the magic setup again. Our setup is a little bit better than our range setup for DPS, and now that we bought some death runes from the shop, it should be even better. Hopefully this is going to be able to carry us through. And so you guys didn't have to watch a literally 5-minute Scurious kill. It actually succeeded the third freaking time that we gave it a try. And now we can unlock our next combat mastery. And of course, we have to keep going straight down the line. Our third ranged combat mastery unlocked. But believe it or not, everybody, that is going to be it for me today. We've got a whole bunch more coming for leagues, and I don't want to cram too much into a video, but I also don't want to be tier 9 in one video either. But until next time, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. And these videos have been a little bit delayed because for some reason Jagex decided to release this during Thanksgiving, rolling into the holiday season. That's just so easy for people to get work off during those times. I'm sure you know too. But hey, just until next time, we will see you all later.